CDL Hazmat Practice Test 2026 Loading Placarding and Documentation.
Question 1. How many identical placards are generally required to be displayed on a vehicle transporting hazardous materials? Option A 2, Option B 3, Option C 4, Option D 6.
The correct answer is option C, 4. A vehicle requiring placards must display 4 identical placards, one on each side and one on the front and rear of the vehicle.
Question 2. Where should placards be placed on the vehicle? Option A, at least 3 inches away from any other markings. Option B, covered by tarps to prevent weather damage. Option C, only on the trailer doors. Option D, as close to the bottom of the tires as possible.
The correct answer is option A, at least 3 inches away from any other markings. Placards must be kept clear of dirt or water, face squarely on the vehicle, and be at least 3 inches, 76 millimeters, away from any other markings.
Question 3. What table should you consult to determine if 2 different hazardous materials can be loaded together in the same trailer? Option A, the hazardous materials table. Option B, the segregation table for hazardous materials. Option C, the table of placards. Option D, the ERG table of initial isolation.
The correct answer is option B, the segregation table for hazardous materials. The segregation table for hazardous materials dictates which hazard classes can and cannot be loaded or transported together.
Question 4. An X in the segregation table means what? Option A, the materials can be safely loaded together. Option B, the materials must be separated by at least 10 feet. Option C, the materials must not be loaded, transported, or stored together. Option D, the materials require an escort vehicle.
The correct answer is option C, the materials must not be loaded, transported, or stored together. An X indicates that these materials may not be loaded, transported, or stored together in the same transport vehicle.
Question 5. An O in the segregation table indicates what? Option A, the materials cannot be loaded together under any circumstances. Option B, the materials may be loaded together if separated so they will not mix if a leak occurs. Option C, the materials are completely safe to mix. Option D, the materials must be placed in a tank.
The correct answer is option B, the materials may be loaded together if separated so they will not mix if a leak occurs. An O means the materials cannot be loaded together unless they are separated in a way that prevents them from mixing in the event of a leak.
Question 6. Which type of hazardous materials are strictly prohibited from being loaded with Class 8, corrosive, liquids? Option A, Class 9 miscellaneous materials. Option B, Class 3 flammable liquids. Option C, Division 1.1 explosives. Option D, non-hazardous freight.
The correct answer is option C, Division 1.1 explosives. Division 1.1 explosives must not be loaded with many other hazard classes, including corrosives, to prevent catastrophic reactions.
Question 7. When loading packages containing hazardous materials, what must be done to prevent movement during transit? Option A, they must be secured using nails driven into the packages. Option B, they must be braced and secured to prevent movement in any direction. Option C, they must be left loose to absorb shock. Option D, they must be covered in sand.
The correct answer is option B, they must be braced and secured to prevent movement in any direction. Hazardous materials packages must be secured against movement in the vehicle, braced, blocked, or tied down, to prevent damage during transit.
Question 8. What should you do with a hazardous materials package that has a this side up orientation arrow? Option A, load it on its side to save space. Option B, load it exactly as indicated by the arrows, keeping it upright. Option C, ignore the arrows as they are only for the shipper. Option D, load it upside down for stability.
The correct answer is option B, load it exactly as indicated by the arrows, keeping it upright. Packages with orientation arrows must be loaded and transported in the upright position indicated by the arrows.
Question 9. Is it legal to transport a leaking hazardous materials package? Option A, yes if the leak is small. Option B, yes if it is a Class 9 material. Option C, no under no circumstances. Option D, yes if you put a bucket under it.
The correct answer is option C, no under no circumstances. You must never accept or transport a leaking hazardous materials package. It is illegal and highly dangerous.
Question 10. Which placard table lists materials that require a placard for any quantity transported? Option A, placard table 1. Option B, placard table 2. Option C, the segregation table. Option D, the commodity table.
The correct answer is option A, placard table 1. Placard Table 1 lists materials, like poison gas or Division 1.1 explosives, that must be placarded regardless of the quantity or weight transported.
Question 11. If you are carrying 500 pounds of a Table 2 material, do you generally need to apply placards? Option A, yes always. Option B, no, placards for Table 2 materials are usually required only at 1,001 pounds or more. Option C, only if you cross state lines. Option D, only if driving at night.
The correct answer is option B. No, placards for Table 2 materials are usually required only at 1,001 pounds or more. For materials strictly on Placard Table 2, placards are typically only required if you transport 1,001 pounds or more of the material.
Question 12. What is the dangerous placard used for? Option A, any Class 1 explosive. Option B, when transporting any amount of radioactive material. Option C, when transporting 1,001 pounds or more of mixed Table 2 materials but less than 1,001 pounds of any single Table 2 material. Option D, when transporting poison gas.
The correct answer is option C. When transporting 1,001 pounds or more of mixed Table 2 materials but less than 1,001 pounds of any single Table 2 material. The dangerous placard can be used when transporting 1,001 pounds or more of two or more different Table 2 materials, provided no single material is over 1,000 pounds.
Question 13. When loading nitric acid, what specific loading restriction applies? Option A, it must be loaded on top of all other freight. Option B, it must not be loaded above any other product. Option C, it must be loaded in the passenger cab. Option D, it can only be loaded in a tanker.
The correct answer is option B. It must not be loaded above any other product. Nitric acid is highly reactive and must not be loaded above any other product to prevent it from spilling onto and reacting with other freight.
Question 14. Class 4, flammable solids, must be kept away from what during loading and transport? Option A, plastic wraps. Option B, heat and fire. Option C, rubber tires. Option D, other solids.
The correct answer is option B, heat and fire. Class 4 materials are flammable solids and must be kept away from heat and fire to prevent ignition.
Question 15. If a package requires a poison inhalation hazard label, what must the vehicle display? Option A, a dangerous placard. Option B, a poison inhalation hazard or poison gas placard regardless of quantity. Option C, no placards if under 1,001 pounds. Option D, a Class 9 placard.
The correct answer is option B, a poison inhalation hazard or poison gas placard regardless of quantity. Any quantity of a material requiring a poison inhalation hazard label must be placarded with a poison inhalation hazard or poison gas placard.
Question 16. Which document provides initial emergency response guidance for specific hazardous materials? Option A, the CDL manual. Option B, the bill of lading. Option C, the emergency response guidebook, ERG. Option D, the route map.
The correct answer is option C, the emergency response guidebook, ERG. The Emergency Response Guidebook, ERG, is a standard document that provides immediate instructions on handling hazardous materials incidents.
Question 17. When hauling Division 1.11.2 or 1.3 explosives, how far away must you park from the traveled part of the roadway? Option A, at least 5 feet. Option B, at least 10 feet. Option C, at least 20 feet. Option D, you cannot park near a roadway.
The correct answer is option A, at least 5 feet. You must park at least 5 feet away from the traveled part of the road if you are carrying Division 1.1, 1.2, or 1.3 explosives.
Question 18. Can you load portable tanks of hazardous materials that are not permanently attached to the vehicle? Option A, no, portable tanks are illegal. Option B, yes, but they must be secured to the vehicle and the outlets must be properly closed. Option C, only if they contain water. Option D, only on flatbed trailers.
The correct answer is option B. Yes, but they must be secured to the vehicle and the outlets must be properly closed. Portable tanks can be loaded, but they must be properly secured to the vehicle, and all valves and outlets must be closed and secured.
Question 19. How frequently must you check the tires on a placard hazardous materials vehicle with dual tires? Option A, every 2 hours or 100 miles, whichever comes first. Option B, every 4 hours or 200 miles. Option C, only at the start of the trip. Option D, only at way stations.
The correct answer is option A, every 2 hours or 100 miles, whichever comes first. Drivers of placard vehicles with dual tires must check tire pressure at the start of the trip and every 2 hours or 100 miles, whichever comes first.
Question 20. If you discover a flat tire on your Placard Hazmat vehicle, what must you do? Option A, keep driving to the nearest shop. Option B, remove it or repair it immediately. Option C, drive under 20 miles per hour. Option D, call the shipper.
The correct answer is option B. Remove it or repair it immediately. If you have a flat, leaking, or improperly inflated tire, you must stop immediately and fix it, or safely remove the tire if it is hot.
Question 21. What is the minimum fire extinguisher rating required for a placard vehicle transporting hazardous materials? Option A, 5 BC. Option B, 10 BC. Option C, 20 AB. Option D, a water hose.
The correct answer is option B, 10 BC. A placard vehicle transporting hazardous materials must be equipped with a fire extinguisher having an Underwriters Laboratories, UL, rating of at least 10 BC.
Question 22. When must you sign the shipping paper indicating you have received the hazardous materials? Option A, only if you are the shipper. Option B, after loading but before inspecting the vehicle. Option C, upon accepting the shipment from the shipper. Option D, only upon delivery.
The correct answer is option C, upon accepting the shipment from the shipper. The driver must sign the shipping paper upon accepting the shipment, acknowledging that the materials were properly offered for transport.
Question 23. What should you do if a shipping paper does not have a 24-hour emergency contact number? Option A, write your own number on it. Option B, refuse the shipment. Option C, accept it but drive carefully. Option D, call 911 for advice.
The correct answer is option B, refuse the shipment. You must refuse the shipment. It is illegal to transport hazardous materials without an emergency response telephone number on the shipping paper.
Question 24. Where should you load materials labeled keep dry? Option A, on a flatbed with no tarp. Option B, in a closed cargo area or covered completely to protect them from weather. Option C, on the roof of the cab. Option D, next to liquids.
The correct answer is option B, in a closed cargo area or covered completely to protect them from weather. Keep dry materials must be protected from weather and moisture by loading them in a closed cargo space or covering them thoroughly.
Question 25. When transporting hazardous materials, you must stop at all railroad crossings. How far from the nearest rail must you stop? Option A, 10 to 30 feet. Option B, 15 to 50 feet. Option C, 20 to 60 feet. Option D, 50 to 100 feet.
The correct answer is option B, 15 to 50 feet. You must stop between 15 and 50 feet from the nearest rail before crossing a railroad track in a placard vehicle.
Question 26. Is it permissible to shift gears while crossing railroad tracks in a placard vehicle? Option A, yes if driving a manual. Option B, no you must not shift gears while crossing the tracks. Option C, only if going uphill. Option D, only if no train is coming.
The correct answer is option B, no you must not shift gears while crossing the tracks. You must never shift gears while crossing railroad tracks to prevent the vehicle from stalling on the tracks.
Question 27. What should you do if your hazmat vehicle breaks down on the highway? Option A, leave the vehicle immediately and walk for help. Option B, set out your emergency warning devices, e.g. reflective triangles, within 10 minutes. Option C, turn off your flashers to save battery. Option D, empty the hazmat onto the shoulder.
The correct answer is option B. Set out your emergency warning devices, e.g. reflective triangles, within 10 minutes. You must turn on your four-way flashers and set out your emergency warning devices, triangles, within 10 minutes of breaking down.
Question 28. When setting out warning triangles for a broken-down vehicle carrying explosives, what must you not use? Option A, reflective triangles. Option B, red electric lanterns. Option C, flares or fuses. Option D, orange cones.
The correct answer is option C, flares or fuses. You must never use flame-producing warning devices, such as flares or fuses, near a vehicle carrying explosives or flammable materials.
Question 29. If you are hauling Class 8, corrosive, materials and you notice a leak, what is the immediate danger? Option A, the material will evaporate instantly. Option B, the material can severely burn skin and eyes and damage the vehicle. Option C, the material will cause the tires to explode. Option D, the material will turn into a Class 1 explosive.
The correct answer is option B. The material can severely burn skin and eyes and damage the vehicle. Corrosives can rapidly destroy human tissue, causing severe burns, and eat through metal, posing a severe immediate danger to life and property.
Question 30. Who establishes the specific routes that must be taken when transporting radioactive materials? Option A, the truck driver. Option B, the trucking company dispatcher. Option C, state and local routing agencies. Option D, the shipper.
The correct answer is option C, state and local routing agencies. State and local agencies designate specific approved routes for the transportation of hazardous materials like radioactive substances.